Alright, it's Shinobi again. Right now I'm going to show you guys probably the most powerful tool in Fruity Loops, and the one that is integral to the Shinobi-Ryu beat making technique. It is called the Fruity Slicer, and you can find it underneath Channel Presets, Fruity Slicer, Basic Slicing. As we know, Ninja Slicing is not basic, it's quite advanced. But let me show you how this puppy works. You go ahead and look at the settings. You're going to see this little icon right here, and it's basically you're going to add a wave file into this device, and it will slice it based on an algorithm and assign each slice to a key. I'm going to show you the sample that I've chosen. If you do intend on using this tool, I would definitely suggest that you place all of the wave files you intend to use into the directory that Fruity Loops looks for immediately. I'm going to find it for you right here. Put it in this directory, because basically Fruity Loops looks here first. If it can't find your sample when it loads up, like say you leave this guy on the desktop and load him up and then move him one day, Fruity Loops will not be able to find it, and you will have to locate it manually. And since we don't want that to happen, leave all of your samples in this directory because you're never going to move them. I'm opening the sample now. My computer's going slow because I'm on 256 RAM. Alright, it's loaded up. This is how it sliced it. You can press spacebar to hear it. You can throw the tempo up or down. And as you can see, it changes to reflect that. What I like to go ahead and do is give it a tempo of my own design. I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to cut everything out of that. Now the piano roll for this pattern is empty. I'm going to switch to song, and I'm going to view this instrument in the piano roll. Since I'm on pattern 1, I'm going to put a pattern into the box. It arranged everything by slices. Here they are listed. There's 55 slices in total. Slice 1 is the kick drum. Slice 4 appears to be the snare. Slice 6 is kind of like a hi-hat. So let's go ahead and throw the hi-hat in here. We're going to design our own drum loop based on this slice. See, I created a good hip-hop beat using slices of Kriegs and loop. This is a great way to throw down a drum loop for your hip-hop song, because it gives you the versatility to program a drum without having to open kick drum and then the kick drum themselves, then open the hi-hat. It's the hi-hat by itself. As you can see, I have already loaded it into the playlist. I have songs selected, so whenever I press spacebar on this pattern, you actually get to preview a piece of your song. Alright, everyone knows that for a basic drum loop, this will do, but for versatility on your track, I would definitely recommend changing up your drum beat from time to time. You can achieve this by making a drum roll or flourish. Instead of creating a new pattern and making a new beat, let's go ahead and cheat the system here. If you hold Control, Shift, and C while you have pattern 1 selected, it creates a new pattern which you can then edit to your liking. View it in the piano roll again. So now we have, I think, 4 measures of music, and the drum loop actually has a little bit of a flourish in it. Just by repeating again, we can sort of achieve a little bit more variety on the track. So that's good. Now let's add a bass line. We're going to go down to pattern 3, which as you can see is empty, and I'm going to add a bar in there. Just like before, I'm already adding my bar even though it is empty, and as I notate the MIDI into the bar, it will display in the song as I play it. I'm going to choose an instrument. I'm going to go to one of my favorite basses which I think is called FLslayer. So I'm going to look for that. I think it's part of generate. I'm going to look for where it is. Plugin presets, generators, FLslayer, and then I like eBase. You don't get a preview of eBase, so you just want to put it in there, see what you can do. I'm going to write this in C because it's pretty universal key to play in. I'm definitely going to go a little lower than C5. Remember, C5 is the center of your keyboard, and I'm writing a bass line, so I'm going to go down low. That's pretty low. As we write the melody, we can press spacebar to preview what it will be like with the drums on top of it. As you can see, the loop does not repeat itself. We have to add it in manually. If you don't like the way the bass sounds, you can always take a look at the plugin itself, and again, in real press play with spacebar and fuck with the knobs until you get what you like. Good. I think I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I overlooked this earlier. What you have here is pan. Right now that's center. You can move it around. And you can also mess with the volume from this control as well. So it's good to know. Right now I'm going to add a lead instrument. I'm going to look for something. That's some keys. We'll put an E piano in here, or maybe a concert piano, which is a good one. Still in C, we're going to go down to a pattern and experiment with a little bit of MIDI, see what we can come up with. We paste in our empty bar into the playlist, and we begin to experiment with melody. Definitely want to select the concert piano. Let's move that over a little bit. I know this isn't an amazing song for you guys, so bear with me. So we have to do it right here, I would say. So since we have our verse, just like I said before, we're going to add a time marker. And add another time marker because we're going to go into a chorus. I'm going to make a chorus right now, but you get this here. You can use these techniques to start with on a good for complicated melody inside of it. You can use the slicing technique that I showed you before. You can also use Shift-Control-C to clone something and change it a little bit, so you can have variety in the track without having to go back and rewrite the entire thing with a little bit of change in it. And I think these steps are going to help you get on your way to make a great hardcore hip-hop. I'll continue making these, and I hope you guys gained a lot of knowledge today, so word up. So since we first, like I said, we're going to add her. Add another time because we're going to a chorus. I'm gonna mix it, but you get this here. You can use the select technique that you can use to clone something, change it a little bit, so you can provide a track without having to go back and read the entire thing with changing it. And I think these steps help you get on your way to make a great core pop. I'll you guys get a lot of knowledge. So.